AI agents are just exploding in power and capability. We're building them to work on our behalf, right? To take real action in the world. But as they get more and more independent, this huge question pops up. How do we actually stay in control?
And let's be clear, the goal for a lot of these AI systems is autonomy. They are being designed from the ground up to think, to create these complex plans, and to just go and execute tasks all on their own, without needing us to hold their hand at every single step.
And that leads us to the fundamental question, right? When an AI can make its own decisions, who is ultimately in the driver's seat? How do we make sure these incredibly powerful tools are working for us and not, against our best interests? Now, this isn't just some philosophical debate. It's a very real, technical, and frankly, a safety challenge. We're calling it the autonomy problem, because with all this amazing new power comes some pretty significant, tangible risk. And believe me, these risks are not science fiction. We're talking about an AI agent hallucinating and spitting out dangerously wrong legal or medical advice. Or imagine it making a costly financial mistake, processing a $1,000 transaction it never should have. It could completely misinterpret what a user wants and violate core business rules, all because it was flying solo without a critical safety check. So the big question is, how do we get all that power of autonomy without the catastrophic risk? Well, that's where the hero of our story comes in, a design philosophy called the human-in-the-loop solution. Human-in-the-loop, or HITL for short, is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's a system that's designed so the AI doesn't just act alone on high-stakes tasks. Instead, it collaborates with a human for approval, for correction, or for supervision. And the key thing to get here is that this isn't about limiting the AI. It's about creating a strategic partnership. Seriously, think of it like giving your brilliant AI a seasoned human co-pilot. Now, this partnership, it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. Depending on the task and, of course, the level of risk, the intensity of that human collaboration can change a lot. Let's take a look at what that actually looks like in practice. So this table really breaks it down. You can see how the level of teamwork can scale. At level 1, human involvement is totally optional. Think about an AI suggesting products on a website. It's pretty low stakes. But jump to level 2, and suddenly human approval is required for something more critical, like processing a customer refund. And this can scale all the way up to level 5, where the AI is a true co-pilot, working side by side with the human on really complex decisions. Okay, so we get the what and the why, but how does this thing actually work under the hood? What does the process, the actual playbook for a human-in-the-loop system really look like when it's in action? It's a really logical flow when you see it laid out. A task comes in, the AI agent does its thinking and comes up with a plan of action. But then, and this is the critical step, there's an approval check. The system decides if the plan is risky enough to need human eyes on it. If it is, boom, it pauses and waits for a human to review, approve, or maybe correct the plan. Only then does the agent adapt and move forward. It's such a simple but powerful safety gate. So, how do you build something like this? Well, architecturally, you can think of it like a stack of layers. At the very bottom, you've got the engine, the foundation large language model. This is the raw intelligence, something like a GPT, a Claude, or a Mistral model. It's providing the core language and reasoning that everything else is built on. Then, on top of that foundation, we add the agent layer. This is where the magic of autonomy really starts to happen. This layer takes that raw intelligence from the LLM and gives it the power to act, to create multi-step plans and use external tools, whether that's searching the web, hitting a private database, or talking to other software APIs. And finally, at the very top, we add the most important part of all, the human-in-the-loop layer. This is the control panel. This is the cockpit for our human co-pilot. It's the layer that has all the rules, all the triggers, and all the interfaces that allow a person to supervise, give feedback, and ultimately give that final go-ahead before a critical action is taken. This right here is what makes controlled autonomy possible. So when does this top layer actually kick in? Well, developers can set up all sorts of specific triggers. For example, any financial transaction over, say, $500 might automatically require a human to sign off. The same goes for any attempt to give legal or medical advice. If the AI detects sensitive personal data, if its own confidence score dips too low, or if the user just flat out types, "Let me talk to a human," the system hits the brakes and calls for backup. But here's the really, really cool part. This system isn't just a safety net for what's happening today.
It's actually a training system that makes the AI smarter for tomorrow. It's all about building better AI through teamwork.
And this isn't just some theory. It's already happening out there in high-stakes industries. Banks are using it for loan approval workflows. Healthcare systems are using it to have humans double-check AI-suggested prescriptions. Cybersecurity analysts use it to verify threat alerts before they go and shut down critical systems. It is a proven model.
And think about this. Every single time a human supervisor corrects the AI's plan or approves a good one, that creates a super high-quality data point. That feedback becomes training data. It's a process, you might have heard of it, called reinforcement learning from human feedback, and it's used to fine-tune the model, making it progressively better, more reliable, and way less likely to make the same mistake twice. It's a continuous improvement loop, all powered by human expertise.
So when you put all of this together, a very clear picture of the future starts to emerge. And it's not a future of humans versus machines, but one where they work together, where each one brings their own unique strengths to the table. And this really gets to the heart of the matter. We all want powerful, capable AI. Of course we do. But what businesses and users actually need is trust. And controlled autonomy, this whole partnership model, is the bridge that gets us there. It lets us harness the incredible power of AI agents safely and responsibly. So as we wrap up, the big takeaway here isn't that we should be trying to stop AI from becoming autonomous. Honestly, that train has already left the station. The real question, the one we all need to be asking ourselves is, how are we going to choose to partner with it? How do we design the systems, the rules of engagement, to make sure this unbelievable technology truly works for the benefit of everyone?